Section 1 of Now It Can Be Told. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Walt, Allan. Now It Can Be Told by Philip Gibbs. Section 1, Part 1, Observers and Commanders. Preface in Chapters 1 to 5. Preface. In this book I have written some aspects of the war which I believe the world must know and remember, not only as a memorial of men's courage in tragic years, but as a warning of what will happen again, surely, if a heritage of evil and folly is not cut out of the hearts of peoples. Here it is the reality of modern warfare, not only as it appears to British soldiers of whom I can tell, but to soldiers on all fronts, where conditions were the same. What I have written here does not cancel, nor alter, nor deny anything in my daily narratives of events on the Western Front as they are now published in book form. They stand, I may claim sincerely and humbly, as a truthful, accurate, and tragic record of the battles in France and Belgium during the years of war, broadly pictured out as far as I could see and know. My duty then was that of a chronicler, not arguing why things should have happened so, nor giving reasons why they should not have happened so, but describing faithfully many of the things I saw, and narrating the facts as I found them as far as the censorship would allow. After early hostile days, it allowed nearly all but criticism, protests, and of the figures of loss. The purpose of this book is to get deeper into the truth of this war and of all war, not by a more detailed narrative of events, but rather as the truth was revealed to the minds of men in many aspects out of their experience, and by a plain statement of realities, however painful, to add something to the world's knowledge out of which men of good will may try to shape some new system of relationship between one people and another, some new code of international morality, preventing, or at least postponing, another massacre of youth like that 5 years' sacrifice of boys of which I was a witness. Part 1. Observers and Commanders. Chapter 1. When Germany threw down her challenge to Russia and France, and England knew that her imperial power would be one of the prizes of German victory, the common people did not think this at first, but saw only the outrage to Belgium, a brutal attack on civilization, and a glorious adventure. Some newspaper correspondents were sent out from London to report the proceedings, and I was one of them. We went in civilian clothes, without military passports (the War Office was not giving any), with bags of money which might be necessary for the hire of motor cars, hotel life, and the bribery of doorkeepers in the antechambers of war, as some of us had gone to the Balkan War and others. The old guard of war correspondents besieged the War Office for official recognition, and were insulted day after day by junior staff officers who knew that K hated these men and thought the press ought to be throttled in time of war, or they were beguiled into false hopes by officials who hoped to go in charge of them, and were told to buy horses and sleeping bags and be ready to start at a moment's notice for the front. The moment's notice was postponed for months. The younger ones did not wait for it. They took their chance of seeing something without authority and made wild, desperate efforts to break through the barrier that had been put up against them by French and British staffs in the zone of war. Some of them were arrested, put into prison, let out, caught again in forbidden places, rearrested, and expelled from France. That was after fantastic adventures in which they saw what war meant in civilized countries where vast populations were made fugitives of fear, where millions of women and children and old people became wanderers along the roads in a tide of human misery, with the red flame of war behind them and following them, and where the first battalions of youth, so gay in their approach to war, so confident of victory, so careless of the dangers, which they did not know, came back maimed and mangled and blinded and wrecked in the backwash of retreat, which presently became a spate through Belgium and the north of France, swamping over many cities and thousands of villages and many fields. Those young writing men who had set out in a spirit of adventure went back to Fleet Street with a queer look in their eyes, unable to write the things they had seen, unable to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?